Dear friends, welcome to another edition of our program, Demystifying Academic Research. We ended the last session when we were discussing on the issue of copying and pasting relevant information alongside the citations or the authors. And remember that the last session ended with two schools of thought. The topic that we were investigating, we had for our research was pastoral insensitivity in cultural diversity. In other words, does the insensitivity of the pastor to the cultural diversity of members in his church have any contribution, or does it determine the growth of the church in terms of number? We discovered that according to our research, we have the hypothetical case where two schools of thought emerge. The first group says that, yes, there is a correlation between the way the pastor behaves to people from different cultures to the growth of the church. The second group says, no, there is no correlation between the attitude of the pastor towards people from different cultures to the growth of the church. And that is where we ended with those two sets of information. And we are supposed to continue this moment with the structure, the conceptual framework of the church. In fact, this is considered to be like the pillar. The conceptual framework is to literally review what the pillar is to the building. It's like what the Bible talks about, a capstone. My name is Mike Booker, and I welcome us once more to our program. Please, for those who are not yet subscribe and put on the notification button so that each time we drop a new video, you'll easily be notified. And please like, share, and make your comments known at the comment section so that we can continue to be acting based on your desires, your interests, your challenges. In this program, we try to make academic research understandable. We bring it down to earth so that people can easily pick it. And when you get to your work, private corner, or to your university or your centers, you can actually be able to maybe have an opportunity and edge over others who might not have had this lesson that comes like a tutorial. Dear friends, we are happy again to continue with the part 3, with the stage 3 of this program. Remember, we said that literature review it can be nice to have 5 steps. Like the first one is initial search, second one is copy and paste of relevant information, the third we said is a conceptual framework, the fourth is this acronym PEER, point, example, explain, repeat, and the last is conclusions and introduction. We already had the first two, the initial search and the copy and paste of relevant information. Today is the third part, the third stage, which is the stage of the conceptual framework. Yes, the conceptual framework, in our own case, since we already have two sets of evidences, two groups of scholars who are contesting on their evidences that they are right. Remember, the first school, the one school of thought says that there is a correlation between the character of the pastor towards people from different cultures to the growth of the church. And another school of thought says there is no correlation between the character of the pastor towards people of different cultures to the growth of the church. Because we have two sets of evidences, I think the most appropriate conceptual framework here should be for us to summarize our evidences in two groups, two separate groups. One group that talks about the correlation, and the other that talk about no correlation. That's how we are seeing our conceptual framework. But let me quickly add that there is no size fit all. There is no particular formula that goes for conceptual framework. It all depends on the motive of the researcher or the context or the subject. For instance, if we were researching in history, historical topic, we can try to be chronological. So that we'll take things that happened earlier and the ones that are happening now. We'll follow the old to the new if we're doing a historical field. Probably you may be researching in economic actions, the market prices, things like that, and problems. You might try to work on problems and solutions. And now group of people may decide you may form your own conceptual framework to be one that starts from, say, the micro to the macro, the individual to the community. Or you may just work with the major themes that you have discovered as you do the searching. So that is how the conceptual framework can actually go. So don't think that it must be in a particular way. No, there are various ways so long as you have a logical excuse or argument for why you are using a particular method that you are using, and you see that it helps you to deliver your message very well, you can always take it for the conceptual framework. Yes, dear friends, so now in our own case, we say the framework will have two groups. Those who say there's a, authors say there's a correlation, and those say there's no correlation. That is all about the conceptual framework here. But because you may not have had enough material, you can decide to do what we call snowballing. Snowball, where you go back to the Google Scholar and put in other terms using what we call the Boolean operators. You know, the Boolean operators, it helps you to, in conjunction, and, or you to group particular concept or to separate them while you are doing search, so that you can fine-tune your search to particular interest. In this case, I'm interested in this group that says that there is a correlation between the character of the pastor towards people from various cultural backgrounds and the growth of the church. In fact, that if the pastor is insensitive to the growth, to the insensitive to the needs of people of different cultures, it can influence the growth of the church. Since that is what I desire, when I go now back to Google Scholar to do my snowballing, I'll be looking for those authors that buy this same idea. And now, when I get those authors, now I come now and I put it back into the citations so that I build up my bibliography to have many scholars arguing in that same direction. So, in a nutshell, this stage that we're talking about, and the stage with the conceptual framework, it has no particular formula for you to use, but you can just decide to use it based on the evidence that are coming up. For instance, if our evidence, if they will say there were three groups of evidences, those that say there's a correlation, those that say there's no correlation, or those that are undecided, we can decide to make it to have three stages or three parts. And I hope that this helps somebody to understand how to come up with the conceptual framework, coming right from the initial search where we have searched the material, and then to the copying and paste of relevant information where we have grouped the data alongside the citation of the authors. And then now we are coming now to start putting our ideas together, and knowing that there are two schools of thought. The one that says there's a correlation, the one that says there's no correlation. The next stage now is for us to begin the writing proper. And it is called the stage 4, which is I use the acronym PEERO. Point, example, explain, and repeat. Next session that comes up tomorrow will be handling how we can actually pen down, type, or write this literature review to actually give a logical understanding using the acronym of point, example, explain, and repeat. Once more, you are welcome to our program, Demystifying Academic Research. I pray that as you make this effort, may your effort be crowned with success. I pray that you will succeed in your desire to be a better researcher or a better student. I pray that you will present facts that shows that yes, you have every reasons to take the decision that you took. See you in our next program. Success.